Hey, it's Shawnee, and I'm back with another episode of Shawnee's Lab. Did y'all miss me? Did y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. I missed my YouTube. I missed my YouTube people. So, y'all know American Horror Story Season 10 started, and I'm upset because it was supposed to be my surprise return. Like, I was going to surprise everybody with an American Horror Story review, but I didn't know that it started. So, when I looked on Hulu, I was like, shit, I'm 4 episodes behind. So, I watched all the episodes, and then the fifth one premiered, kind of this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. So, I stayed up and I watched it. And I'm like, all right, before I go to work, I'll do the fifth episode. So the reviews are going to be not in order at all. They're not going to be in order because I wanted to do this, the fifth episode, just to get it started, just to bam. And then I'll come back and I'll do the first the first 4 episodes. Because I actually did enjoy the start. Like, this season is really good, from the casting choices to the writing. Like, it's giving me season 1 vibes. Like, you'll be definitely going to see this one through. You definitely want to start and finish the season. It's like, it's giving me that good writing, that good casting. The pace is real well. Like, it's not moving too fast or too slow, and the story is progressing real fast. Like, I'm really, really, really enjoying the season. Like, it actually is kind of scaring me, and it's not those little monster things that's out there. It's this drug that everybody keep taking. So, without further ado, American Horror Season 10. It's my first review. Let's get it. All right, so it starts off this episode. Danny is draining the blood from the baby's birth. So, as we know in the last episode, Doris had the baby. They're in the hospital, and because you know the pill, you gotta drink the blood. You need the blood, and apparently a baby's blood is more pressure and pure, fresh and pure, which I could understand because it's not, infected with no type of poisons or drugs or anything, that you take once you start getting older. So he goes into the bathroom and takes the clothes, like, and everything they was using when they was birthing the baby, and he's squeezing all the blood out of it into cups and drinking it. And I'm like, your own baby though? I mean, man, like, this season is getting me. This season is definitely getting me. It's getting me. So then it switches over to the house, and Doris is still sedated. She's healing from having the baby. They still haven't named the baby, which I don't know how they left the hospital without naming the baby. I guess, like, you know how in this day and age that doesn't really happen. If this was set in a different time period, I could understand, but I'm not seeing why she hasn't named the baby yet. So then she's, sitting with the family, and they're convincing her, that she's going through postpartum. She's still sedated, she's still got the drugs in her system. She's laying in bed, holding the baby. Ursula is still there. She's, pretending to help her with the baby or whatever. So we switch over to Mickey, and Mickey becomes successful. He's driving his little Mach 5 car or speed racer car or whatever. He got his little room. And Mickey is played by Macaulay Culkin. I'm really happy to see Macaulay Culkin on TV again. Like, I've been enjoying him so far. I haven't seen him anything in years, so to see him on American Horror Story was definitely a nice surprise. So he comes to see Karen, and he's offering her a ride because she wants to go to, like, the pier, like, the beach or whatever, so she can paint. And she's like, girl, upset with him. She's like, why would you take the pill? You know what the pill does. You have to feed, and you're killing innocent people, and da-da-da-da. And he's still trying to convince her to take it. He's like, it's success. It's whatever you can. If you want the success, you got to take the pill. And Karen is like, nope. And I fucks with Karen. This is why I did this episode first. Like, I wasn't going to do the reviews out of order, but Karen made me so mad because she was the only person who refused to take the pill. And she was like a soldier for the season. And I'm like, damn, like, this episode is definitely going to make you mad. So it skips back to the house, and so Doris thinks she's having a dream, right? But really, she's watching Alma feed off the baby. Like, she bit into the baby. She's in the bathroom sucking the baby's blood. And then, Doris passes out. And when she wakes up, she's telling, Danny, she's like, I saw Alma feeding off the baby. Like, I know it's not a dream. And Ursula's like, oh, no, honey. Ursula's telling her, no, you're just going through postpartum. It was a bad dream. And she's like, no, that wasn't no dream. And to be honest, if I was her, I wouldn't know if I was, like, dreaming or not. Like, why would your daughter be feeding off of the baby? So then Danny confronts Alma about feeding off the baby. And she's sitting there playing her cello. She's a cello player. And she's sitting there playing, some complicated, cello thing. And she's real great at it. And he's like, you can't feed off your brother. Like, if you keep feeding off your brother, it's no more pills for you. No more pills for you. And I'm like, man, that little girl's kind of devious. Like, wait till you see what she do. But that little girl, to me, she's kind of devious because it's like, one, she definitely is feeding off the baby. And two, what she does to her mom is just out of pocket. So he confronts her about feeding off the baby, and she promises not to do it again. Blase, blase. So then Alma comes into the room, and she tries to convince her mom to take the pill. Like, she tells her everything, everything that's going on about how her and her dad took the pills, and that's how their talents have been escalated, and that's how they've been able to, become so successful so fast. And she's like, what? So the mom was like, well, damn, I knew I wasn't crazy. So she's looking like, damn, my family on some shit. So she tries to convince the mom to take the pill, and then Ursula and Danny come into the room. And at first Danny was trying to act like he didn't know what she was talking about, but then Ursula's like, so they admit her to the truth and they try to get her to take the pill. So sis takes the pill in the glass, she throw it, she grab her baby, she like, I'm fucking out of here, she run outside, but then them things is out there, them fucking them things like. So if you take the pill and you don't have actual talent, it'll just drive you crazy and you become like a pillhead, like you become like you start eating animals, you start sucking blood out of animals and trying to kill people and stuff because you drive yourself insane because you didn't have the talent and you took the pill and you thought you did. Like the pill is real weird. So yeah, Doris tried to make a run for it, but it didn't work because of them things. So Danny bring her back in the house. He's like, it's okay, you with me? And I'm like, it's not okay. It's not okay. You two motherfuckers took the pill. Y'all feeding off of people. The daughter feeding off the baby. She don't know what's going on. Like, man, things are getting out of hand. So she goes back in the house with Danny, and I guess everything is okay for now. So Bella Noir plays Karen a visit while she's at the beach, and she wants her to steal Doris's baby. And because Karen stole the baby for her before, so Karen basically, even though she didn't take the pill, this is how she's been surviving. So them little kangaroos things don't eat her. She's been helping Bella Noir with all of these weird tasks. Like she did steal a baby for her once, and Karen is like, no, I can't do it no more. Like I can't steal no more babies for you. Like I just can't. And she's like, look, if you don't steal this baby for me, I'm going to cut your eyes out. I'm going to let these things eat you. You ain't got a choice. Steal the baby. So Karen is left on the beach, like, with a dilemma. Like, is she going to do it? Is she going to steal the baby? Like, what's she going to do? What you going to do, Karen? What you going to do? What you going to do, Karen? What you going to do? You going to pull a Marie Laveau, steal the baby or no? Like, what you going to do? So then it switched back over to Doris, and she wakes up, and the baby, is waking up, a little whining, not too much. So she goes downstairs, she finds some scissors, and she goes downstairs, and Danny is talking to the decorator, the guy that like sells everyone's their houses. Well, he does all the decorating in all of the houses of all the successful people, I guess. And Danny is talking to him, and she's like, you hired a new decorator? And he's like, yeah, I know how important it is for you to finish this project because, as y'all know, she's a decorator, and they got 3 months free to live in that house. From her being a decorator, she decorates the place, they get 3 months free. So she's like, oh, he hired a new decorator. So you can already tell from the first couple episodes that he didn't believe in his wife. Like she was just mundane, somebody he married because he probably thought he'd never be successful. So he's like, it's just sad. It's sad how they did the mom. So then we switch over to Alma and Doris, and Alma convinces Doris to take the pill. So she's sitting in the bed with her mom, and the mom is like, "You fed off the baby. Why would you hurt him? That's your brother." Well, at first she asked her what were they gonna name the baby, and the mom is like, "We're gonna name the baby Eli." So I do like that they finally named the baby. The baby's name is Eli. But then they get into the conversation of, why would you bite the baby? And so she's telling her, about how great she can be and how she believes in her. And this is what I mean by the little girl is devious. Like, you can tell the mom would have turned it to one of the things, like she just didn't seem like she would have had the talent or, the pill would have worked for her. And I feel like the little girl knew that. She just wanted to get her out of the way. Like, that's crazy. So she takes the pill. And it does not end well. Like, she's trying to do her decorating. It's not working. She threw up. It's like she's still bad at her, creativity. Like, it didn't work for her like it worked for, the mom, the dad and the daughter. It just didn't work for her. So meanwhile, Karen and Mickey tries to kidnap the baby because, Karen talking about she's going to try to raise it on her own and bada. So she convinces Mickey to help her steal the baby. Anyway, they fail because the mom is in there, but then when they get in there, she scares the hell out of them because all of her hair is falling out and she's turning into one of those bald-headed zombie things, that thing you turn into with the pill don't work for you. So she turned into one of them things, and Karen runs out like, fuck this shit. All y'all motherfuckers crazy. Like, that scared the shit out of Karen. And so, man, I'm telling y'all, this season is really good. Like, the writing has got me on my feet. Like, I'm like, damn, this is fucking good. Like, you gotta start from the beginning. So I said I can't wait to put the reviews up for the first 4 episodes because this, like, if you're not watching the season, then you're probably lost. But telling you, it's worth the watch. So then we switch over to Danny, and once Danny, they had went out and they left her in the house by herself. And then she tried to kill the baby. Like, she tries to, I don't know because she's turning into the thing or because she feel like that's the best option for the baby, but she tries Doris tries to kill the baby, but thank God Danny, walks in right on time and he throws her away. And then she tries to do it again, and he's like, he realizes she turned into one of those things. So then he locks her in the bathroom, and then a couple scenes later, it gets to him talking about how he's been unhappy for years, and he only became a family man because he knew he'd probably never be successful. So at least he would have had a family, but he knew that he, really wasn't happy. Basically, he was unhappy with her, and he was like, "I should have been honest with you." Meanwhile, she's on the floor, turned into one of them things, and I'm like that was really sad. Like that's really scary. Like the horror in this season, I'm telling you, is giving season 1 vibes with the whole, when they did the whole Rosemary Berry thing. Like, I'm gonna get into all the influences I can tell that Ryan Murphy and them drew from while they were writing this season, because it's all there. But that's going to be in like the first episode and second episode reviews. But I'm definitely gonna give all, like, I can tell where the influences came from. So yeah, poor sis just dead on the floor. So then, once they realized there's nothing more they could do for her, they turned into one of them things. They just took her outside, and she just went off, walking off, looking all crazy. And I'm like, wow. Like, I feel like the pill, it does more than just accelerate your, your talents. Like, it gives you a disregard for human life, because, like, that was your wife. That was, that's your mom. Like, y'all just gonna turn her into one of those things and turn her loose on the streets. That's wild. And this whole time, she kept saying she wanted to leave. She didn't feel safe there. That intuition, like that gut feeling, she should have trusted. She should have just left. She should have left both the motherfuckers. So then it switched over to Mickey and Cameron. I told you, tried to steal the baby. So Karen, the things is chasing her, and she's cornered. And then Mickey comes up and they stop, because if you take the pill, they can't, and if you're with somebody that took the pill, them things won't bother you. So Mickey is like, look, Karen, just take the pill, And Karen's like, I don't want to. And Mickey was like, then I can't help you. I love you, but I'm gonna have to leave you here. So he gives her the pill and walks off, turn his back on her, and before the thing could eat her, Karen takes the pill and she's crying. And I'm like, damn, that's what made me mad. Like, why did they do Karen like that? Like, they should have kept at least one person that didn't refuse to take the pill besides the chemist. I'm not sure if the decorator took the pill or not. I feel like he have took the pill, but they haven't gotten to that part yet. Cause it's like, how American Story is, they do like the flashbacks, and like the story jumps from back and forth, back and forth. Like, they never give you the full blow by blow. So Karen took the pill. So then she takes the pill. So now they're back at, Mickey's, and he's like, you gotta feed. And Karen is like, damn, I don't wanna. And then he's like, you gotta paint your muse, you gotta paint. So he takes her to the beach, and they're on the beach, and they were gonna kill, like, a random beach, somebody random on the beach. So now this was a shocker. Instead of killing the random person on the beach, Karen turns around and fucking slices Mickey through, feeds off of him all crazy, sets her paint supply down, and starts painting. They never showed us what she painted. And then she starts walking down towards the beach. She slits her arm. So she's committing suicide. She slits her arm and then just drowns herself in the ocean. I'm like, this episode had me on my toes. I was up last night like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. But yeah, this episode has been wild, yo. It has been wild. So I'm like, well, damn, like, a couple people have died already. Like, Adina Porter's character is dead. Like, the police officer, Adina Porter's character is dead. Mickey and Karen are now dead. I'm like, well, and that's what I love about the season. Like, it's like they're not afraid to kill. Like, we've been missing, all the all-stars, like Sarah Paulson, Evan Peters, and blah, blah, blah. And it seemed like they're not afraid to say, I'm not afraid to kill them off. Now, I guess, I don't know if Karen will really die, or if she'll come back, or if Mickey's going to come back. Is this going to be a 2-part series? Is there going to be a supernatural element to this season? Like, who knows? But it has a strong start. Like, these first 5 episodes have been very strong. And I definitely, you got to give the writers credit, the directors. Like, even how the scene, the synergy is, how the mood, the tone of the episode was. Like, everything about this is giving me great writing, great cinematography, great television. Like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the season. So the episode ends with Alma and Ursula going to pay the chemist a visit. Ursula is still trying to convince the chemist to sell her the pills so that she can create, like, this empire of really talented people. But the chemist, she doesn't want to do that, because if we learned in the previous episode, when we finally met the chemist, I think it was even the 3rd episode, we learned that, she's working with the government, or so she says. And, she's coming up with these pills, they're trying to unlock and learn how to lock and unlock certain parts and creative parts of the brain. Is what the pill is for, apparently. So she says. So while they're going to pay the chemist a visit, they see, Doris, and she's out there eating a fucking squirrel. And the daughter just looks at her and just walks off like it was nothing. And that's what I mean by something off about that little girl. Like, the dad is gonna have his hands full with that little girl. I'm afraid for the baby. Like, are they gonna try to eat the baby? Is somebody gonna steal the baby? Like, somebody please come take the baby to a safe environment. Like, the baby is harmless and ain't got nothing to do with this. Don't do it to American Horror Story. Don't do it. Don't do it. We already had enough of the snatching of the babies with Marilyn in season 3. So please, please don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, so they're gonna pay the chemist a visit. I don't know why Ursula is gonna keep trying to do this. Like, eventually they probably just gonna kill her, or she might want to take the pill herself, but she might not have the talent. But I don't know, y'all. But either way, that was the end of the episode. I'm excited to do these reviews. I'm excited for the season. I won't bail out like I did last season. I feel like this season I really am going to enjoy from start to finish. I miss my YouTube fans. I miss doing YouTube. I'm happy to be back. I'll probably do a draw me video, or where I've been or where I stopped kind of video, to talk about where I've been, why I stopped making videos and blah, 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 blah. But get into the season. American Horror season 10.